friends, welcome to Pilates with Tal. Today I'm going to be taking you through a super quick but effective core series. So let's get started. You're going to start lying down on your mat. Knees are bent, heels are planted, your feet are about hip width distance apart. Can you start to take an inhale, breathe into your belly, fill it all the way up. And then let it go, but as you let it go, can you tilt your pelvis in towards your ribcage? Can you inhale, expand your belly as your hips move away from your face, and then exhale, come all the way in. Keep going just like that. So you can move at your own pace here, rocking your pelvis forward and back, pairing that with your breathing. So just notice, are your glutes trying to take over this movement? Can you tell them to relax? It's time for the core to do a bit of work. So this is our very subtle way of engaging the core before we start to get moving. Last two. And last one, can you pause in a neutral position? So that's in between those two exaggerated movements. When you're ready, can you start to march your right leg into tabletop, lower it all the way back down. Left leg marches into table. Can you lower it all the way back down? Feel free to place your hands on your hip points here. And the reason that's helpful is it helps you notice if your hips are swaying from side to side. We want to keep the pelvis really stable here. That's a sign of the deep core working to stabilize our hips. And then if it's helpful, you can start to imagine the deepest layer of the core. It's shaped like a cylinder. Imagine it closing in on itself, so that compression and tightness is keeping your pelvis stable. So we're starting slow just to notice these little patterns in our body before we pick it up. You have 3, 2. On your last one, whichever knee is up, can you keep it there? Bring your other knee along to meet it. Can you readjust so that you're really connected to your core here? Planting your rib cage in towards the mat, knees are above the hips, and can you drop your left toes down, lift back up, right toes drop, lift back up, keep going just like that. Whenever you're ready, maybe you place your hands long down by your sides. The most important thing for you to do here is breathe. So that same breath pattern we established in our pelvic rocks. Inhale as it lowers and exhale as it lifts. Keep going. Since we are doing core work, the very specific Pilates breath might be helpful here. So on your exhale, maybe you imagine you are pushing air out of a straw through the lips, and that will help you engage your deepest core. Okay, if you want to start to add on, you can reach your arms up towards the ceiling, keep going through the legs. And then instead of a toe dip, maybe you send your leg long the next time it goes forward. Bring it all the way back in, other leg lowers, bring it all the way back in, keep going here. This next arm bit is absolutely optional, and you also always have the option to grab weights in those arms. The next time your left leg goes long, can you send your right arm back behind you with a ton of energy, bring it all the way back up, keep going. Using that breath here. And then can you start to notice if you're feeling this in your low back at all? That's just a sign that you don't need to go as far with the leg. So you don't want your low back taking over here at all. We want to focus this movement through the core. And maybe if it even looks like just sending your leg diagonally towards the ceiling without sending it down towards the ground, that is perfectly fine, whatever it takes you to connect to your core without your low back taking over. So you have 3, 2, 1. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Take a little rock from side to side. Just take a moment for yourself here. Reconnect to your breath and then see what it feels like in your core now that you've actively connected to it. When you're ready, you're going to lower your feet back down. Interlace your hands, catch the back of your head. Take a moment to rock from side to side with the knees and then from side to side with the head. And when you're ready, can you start to take an exhale as you curl all the way up and then inhale as you lower, let it go. Keep going just like that, really connecting to the core here. And as you keep going, we're going to start to notice some compensation patterns our body may or may not be taking. So can you notice if instead of lifting through the core, you're pulling your head up with your hands? You really just want your hands to be here to support the weight of your head. Meanwhile, we're moving through the core. So rib cage is sliding in towards the hips and then expand. You're here for 3, 2, 1. Can you stay lifted? Pause. Start to take tiny pulses up towards the ceiling through the core. You're here for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Can you lower all the way down? Start to send your right arm back behind you, and you're going to send your left leg long. So the next time you take an exhale, you're going to curl through the upper body, tap your right toes onto your left leg somewhere. And then let it go. Keep going here, in, and then out. Exhale, inhale. So again, notice if you're pulling on the head at all. You really want to focus this movement through the core. This time we're activating through the side body, through the obliques. And if your hamstrings feel pretty tight here, you can always bring a bent knee in, tap, tap, and then expand. You have 3, 2, 1, pause at the top. Can you start to pulse, pulse, pulse for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way down. Drop that foot back onto the mat. Catch the back of your head with your right hand this time. Send the left arm long behind you, right toes out in front of you. Feel that nice big stretch for a moment. And then on your next exhale, can you curl up and then expand? Exhale and let it go. Keep going here. Maybe you're doing that special Pilates exhale, exhaling through a straw. Notice if your left heel, left toes are gripping. Can you keep them light? You're here for 3, 2, 1. Lower all the way back down. When you're ready, you're going to drop your hands down by your hips. You're going to bring your legs back up into tabletop. And then when you're ready, without moving the rest of your body, can you bring your left knee out a couple inches and then all the way back in. Right knee comes out and then come all the way back in. Keep going here. This is amazing deep core work and especially beneficial for your pelvic floor. Just be very mindful of connecting to your deepest layer and then really using that exhale as you bring the knee back in. If you're feeling good here and you want to add on, maybe you reach the arms up towards the ceiling. The next time the right knee goes out towards the right side, you're going to bring that left elbow down towards the mat, bring it back up. Right elbow, left knee, all the way back up. Keep going here. Those fingers are reaching with a ton of energy. Your knees are staying right above your hips. And you really don't need to go wide with your knees here. It's really whatever is going to help you feel that deepest layer of the core. Again, without any pulling in any other part of the body, and especially any activation in the lower back. So you're here for 3 more. 2, 1. And then hug your knees in towards your chest. Take a little rock and sway from side to side. And that is the end of your quick core series. Thank you so much for moving with me. Feel free to like, subscribe, comment. Thank you.